Hello and welcome. I am Exolite and this is my channel. And today I'm going to tell you about a missing person who, for all intents and purposes, vanished in the Grand Canyon National Park. Before we get started, if you would please give this video a thumbs up. It greatly helps my channel to be seen. Also, if you are not subscribed and you would like to be, please consider doing so. And if you do, please click that bell so you can be notified when my content goes live. All right, let's start talking about Floyd Roberts. On Friday, June 17th, 2016, 52-year-old Floyd Roberts III set out for a hike together with his friend Ned Bryant and Ned's daughter, Madeline Bryant. They went for a trip to the western part of the Grand Canyon in Arizona. This would be a fateful backpacking adventure, and it was the last time that Floyd would ever be seen, alive or dead. He vanished into thin air after he decided to climb a hill using a different route than the Bryants in the Grand Canyon Parashant National Monument. So what happened to Floyd? Over 6 years later, no sign has been uncovered. So let's talk about Floyd for a while, shall we? The two friends, Floyd and Ned, met when they were about 10 years old in Princeton, New Jersey. The relationship remained strong for decades later. For example, Roberts was the best man at Ned and Heidi Bryant's wedding. Floyd went on to live in Huntsville, Alabama, where he worked for NASA. And from there, he went on to teach computer programming and gaming design at Middleton High School in Treasure Island, Florida. The two friends first started hiking in the area around the Grand Canyon in 1992, and sometimes Ned would go on his own. But for 2 decades, Floyd had been his regular hiking buddy. The Bryants were actually board members of the Grand Canyon Hikers and Backpackers Association. Although Roberts hadn't been hiking in a few years, he was a very experienced hiker, and the group had visited the area back in 2011 and didn't have any incidents at all. The group had planned a 9-day hike on the Shivwitz Plateau that would exit the Grand Canyon via Separation Canyon, and they were intending to spend the first couple of days camped alongside the river. They anticipated that they would finish their hike on June 26, 2016. Floyd weighed about 170 pounds. He was 5 feet 11 inches tall. He had brown and gray hair. He had brown eyes, and he was wearing a long red sleeve shirt, blue denim jeans, and multicolored mesh Nike-free sneakers. He had a large blue low alpine contour backpack and white-rimmed sunglasses with orange lenses. He had brought with him 2 gallons of water and enough food to last for their adventure. What is the Grand Canyon Parashant National Monument? The Grand Canyon Parashant National Monument is a very remote and undeveloped location jointly managed by the National Park Services and the Bureau of Land Management. The name Parashant means tanned elk hide or softening of the elk hide. There are no paved roads into the monument and no visitor services. The area is 1,048,325 acres, with elevation ranges from 1,230 feet above sea level near Grand Wash Bay at Lake Mead to 8,029 feet at Mount Trumbull. The group headed towards the extreme western portion of the Grand Canyon, specifically near Trail Canyon / 214 Mile Canyon, which is in the Shanley Spring area, in the direction of the river. Before they reached the trailhead, the group reached a hill at about 4:45 p.m. They decided to take different routes and agreed to meet on the other side of the hill. Ned Bryant and his daughter went up and over the hill. Floyd decided that he was going to take a route that followed around the contour of the hill. When Ned Bryant and his daughter reached the other side of the hill, they waited for Roberts. After 20 minutes or so, they got anxious and started looking for him by retracing their steps back over the hill. They went back to the road, but there was no sign of Floyd. He had mysteriously vanished somewhere on the hill. Ned Bryant and his daughter decided to camp for the night and then walked to an area with cell phone reception. They were able to report Floyd missing to the National Park Service on Saturday, June 18th at about 3 p.m. Temperatures in the Grand Canyon National Park were about 92 degrees on the day Floyd was reported missing and rising to about 110 degrees over the next few days. So it was hot, but Floyd had a reasonable supply of water. Initially, there were around 15 people involved in the search, and that included sniffer dogs. Eventually, 7 ground teams and the National Park Service helicopter were involved in a search area covering 10 square miles and in an extremely remote, rugged area of the canyon. Searchers from Grand Canyon Parashant National Monument and Mojave County helped the Grand Canyon National Park Search and Rescue Team. The NPS also worked with the Coconino County Search and Rescue. The area was rugged and covered in thick brush, and transportation to the area took several hours. A base camp had been set up near Kelly tanks with shade shelters, water, and other resources for the search teams. The search went on for 6 days in the heat and tough terrain until it was scaled back on June 24, 2016, and the authorities went into limited but continuous search mode. At that point, there were few clues about where Roberts might have been. While there were footprints to follow at one point, rescuers could not confirm that they even belonged to him. And nothing has been found since. And he has never been seen again. So, what could have happened? He disappeared into thin air on a hill with people waiting for him? It was searched for 6 days, even in the thick brush, and dogs and helicopters. There was nothing. It seems highly unlikely that he took a wrong turn going around the hill and ended up 10 miles away or 11 miles away, since they searched for in a 10-mile radius. What happened? Is it possible that his friend did something, but his friend's daughter was there too? And then what? No sign of him at all? They had to hike in. You couldn't just drive in. How does somebody disappear into thin air, vanish within the course of a few minutes? If you would like to, please leave comments below. Give me your thoughts and ideas, and let's talk about this. Thank you for coming, and good night.